Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. But for today, I'm not gonna be taking another practice task, but rather I will be focusing on only one aspect, one of the most important aspects of Duolingo, which is speaking. So let's talk about speaking in Duolingo. So I think that most of my students and many candidates feel that speaking is one of the hardest challenges of Duolingo speaking, especially when they take the test. I think it is also true for IELTS or TOEFL because speaking is one of the most challenging skills because it is, it's one of the productive skills, right? So that's the case here. So this is actually the score that I achieved on the real test, 150, and my speaking score is 160, the full score. So I really hope that this video can be very informative and beneficial for you, especially if you feel like you're struggling with your speaking. I really want to provide what I know so that you can equip yourself with everything that you need to know before taking the test. So let's go. I'm gonna start with one sample question first here. So this is actually the question that you will see in your Duolingo test, the real test of course, but you will know that there are many types of speaking questions in Duolingo. We have read then speak, for example, listen then speak, and this is actually a speaking sample, and speaking sample is the longest speaking section in Duolingo, 3 minutes. All the tips that I will be providing here will be can be applied to every part of your speaking test in Duolingo. So I'm gonna start with one speaking task here, which is speaking sample. So listen very carefully and we're gonna analyze the question together, and I will also provide you my valuable tips that can boost your speaking score in your test. Alright, so this is actually the question here. Information comes from many sources, including the people around us, the media, and even our own thoughts. This is called the given point, and actually it is not a question. When you keep reading, you will see that how do you decide which information is most important to focus on? This is the first question we have to focus on. Describe a time when you filtered out some sources of information to give other sources your full attention. This is another question. And the question also requests to include details and examples in your answer. So, one given point, one question, two questions, and of course, another things here. So, the very first tip that you have to know here is to read the question very carefully. I think most of my students don't really read the question they don't read the question really well, and because of that, sometimes they miss out a few things. And if they miss like the most important things in the question, then their speaking score will not be really great. It's very obvious. So the number one tip here, the first and foremost, always read the question with full attention. So now you know that we have one given point, and we have one question, the first question, the second question, right? So there are two questions here. Number one, read the question. Number two, prepare your ideas. You have to prepare your ideas to answer all of these questions, right? You have to prepare your ideas. You will be given some time, to read the questions and to brainstorm some ideas. Use that time effectively, beneficially, obviously. Okay. Number three, address every part of the question in your speaking. So you read the question first, and then you brainstorm some of your ideas, and lastly, you try to address every part of the question. The last part is very important, number three, addressing all parts of the question. Let me repeat, you have to address all parts of the question. I don't understand why, but some of my students, sometimes they fail to address every part of the question. They just unintentionally leave out one or two questions in some speaking tasks, and I think this is really bad for your speaking score. Try to address everything. So here you see two questions. Please try to address both questions in your speaking. Alright, and then sometimes you can also add some details and examples in your answer. Okay, so there are three tips. Let me recap. Number one, read the question very carefully. Number two, try to brainstorm your ideas, otherwise you will not be very good at your speaking. Your ideas will not be smooth and coherent, so you will not get a good score, obviously. Number three, the last part, address every part of the question. Okay, so now we're gonna go back to our Duolingo and let's try to practice a few things now. So we have speaking sample here. We click it and try to speak. So here, imagine that your supervisor has offered you a choice between two positions. One consists of tasks that you do really well, while the other will be more challenging, involving learning new skills. Which do you prefer? Why? The question is, which do you prefer? Which do you prefer and why? You have to give reasons. That's the question, right? You have to address only, there are actually two though, which and why. So let's answer this together. Okay, so hi. Okay. So my supervisor has offered me a choice between two positions. The first one consists of tasks that I've been familiar with already, and the second one consists of tasks that involve many new and challenging activities. But at the same time, I will also have a chance to learn new skills. So which do I prefer? For me, I'm gonna go with the latter option, something that would be challenging, but at the same time, something that offers me a few opportunities to learn new skills. Let me present two reasons for that. The first reason is very simple. If a job is challenging, then I think it will equip me with enough knowledge and enough expertise to continue working. So sometimes some people like to stay away from challenging jobs and tasks because they think it is really bad and detrimental for them. But actually, the more challenging the tasks are, the more developed we will become in the future, because we will keep learning, you know what I mean? We will keep learning and we will try to become the best version of ourselves. So the second reason lies with the fact that I am a big fan of learning new skills. I think that learning new skills is really essential for every young person, because if you learn new skills, you will be a lot better. You can really construct a better version of yourself. You can enhance yourself to become better, to be the best version, and I think that is really important. In today's world, it is actually a rat race. You know, everyone is very competitive. Everyone becomes smarter and smarter. So from my point of view, if you feel like if you really want to stay inside your comfort zone, then it will feel like you are not really doing great, and you really don't have a chance to upgrade yourself, to climb up your ladder in your career. I think this is literally the same for academic or in workplaces. Okay, so in recap, first of all, I really want to take a job that is more challenging and that involves learning new skills for me because of two reasons. The first reason is that if the job is more challenging, it will literally give me a chance to challenge myself more and to know more about my possibilities and my limitations. And the second reason is that if I have a chance to learn new skills, it will be really great for me. Due to the fact that I will become a better version of myself in the future. And I think I also did the same in the past when my supervisors or my managers offer me 2 or 3 positions. I always went with the one that really could upgrade me to become the one that who I'm sitting right now. So I would say I'm gonna go with the second option, and I will be really great. I will be really proud of that in the future. Thank you. Okay, so this is the end of my video. I really hope that this video can be knowledgeable and of course beneficial for your speaking. See you next time. Bye bye.